hello, hello. Welcome to my standing observation. I've been observing words this week. Observing words. I can't help myself. I do love a new project. So I have gone and started another project just as I've finished one. I'm just such a good starter. You see, I do love a good start. So I've just finished my book, Energy, sent that off to the publisher. And I've had this other idea that I've been waiting. And, I thought, anyway, the minute I pushed go on that book, Energy, do you know what? The other idea just went up and it was there. And I thought, I've got to run with you. So I'm writing a book, another one. It's going to be a big coffee table book, but it's about words. So I love words. Fucking love words. I've always loved words. And it's a big book about words. And I'm going to try and get it down to my favourite 100 words. My favourite 100 words in the world. That's what I'm going to do because I do love words. I'm constantly noticing the words people use. I'm looking up words. I'm looking up. I'm a real nerd about words. I'm like, where did that word come from? What does it mean? Oh my God, I love them. I spend way too long on this stuff. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to write a book. Anyway, today, let me tell you, has been brought to you by the letter F. The letter F. So I'm going to hit you with my 8 favourite F words. I do love an F word. I'm kind of known for my F wording. But these are my favourite F words and why. So the first one is flexible. Flexible. Such a nice word. It's a really nice word. And I like the idea of being flexible. And I think it's one of my priorities as I age. I'm watching people around me become inflexible. They're getting a bit rigid. Where are you getting rigid? Right, my feet got a bit rigid over the summer. I ended up with fucked feet. That was not good. I went for a walk on the beach without any shoes. It was very soft. My heels all collapsed and my arches gave fucking way and something happened and oh my God, I had these sore feet. Well, it was a pain in the ass. So my feet were stiff. I thought, this is no good. So I've been on a mission. I've been doing exercises. I've been taking anti-inflammatory oils and gorgeous curcumin things, all these things to remove the inflammation. But also you see our tendons get a bit tight. Did you know that? When you lose estrogen, which is what happens at my age, the tendons get tight. So my legs became inflexible. And I thought, well, that's at least I can fix that. I don't want my brain getting inflexible. That would be a fucking shame, wouldn't it? So inflexibility is my biggest enemy, I think. And it should be yours. So not only in your body, but also in your mind. Think about your flexibility. The second word is feel. Feel. Oh, I love a good feel. Love a good feel, right? What do you feel? Are you feeling your feels? I've been writing in my energy book about the feeling factory that lives inside us. So we all have a feeling factory that produces feelings and processes feelings. And I don't think some of us are very good at feeling. And it's very obvious why, because we got shut down as children, didn't we? Everyone said, shh, don't cry, Lisa. Don't you be ridiculous. You calm down. Stop that. Don't be angry. That's not nice. All this tut-tutting that fucked you up. So it wasn't safe to feel. And I reckon you got to feel the feels. What is the feeling you've got right now that you just want to lean into? Do you want to be really fucking sad or really angry? Because feelings aren't wrong. We make them wrong, and I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm into feeling. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? You say, how are you? Oh, I'm feeling all right. What does all right mean? Fuck, tell me I'm dreadful or I'm fucking amazing. What's the feeling that you're feeling right now? I'm just feeling a little disappointed. I'm feeling let down. I'm feeling quite happy. I'm feeling happier than I thought I would. I don't know. What's that about? What are you feeling? Now, my third favourite F word is fierce. Fierce. Ferocity. I can't decide whether I prefer fierce or ferocity. But I think being fierce, that's our job, isn't it? That's our job. I think as a middle-aged woman, I'm getting more ferocious. Look out. Fierce, being fierce. How fierce do you feel? What's the ferocity in your world? I like the idea of that. The next word is faith. Now, I love the word faith. I love the word faith because I'm a master of belief. I love belief, and I think faith is just so important. And when you look up the word faith, it all has a Christian kind of tinge. No, I don't have a problem with that, but I can't find any non-Christian kind of faithy things because everything's about, having faith in the Lord. I'm like, what if you just had faith in yourself? What if you had faith in life, faith in the universe, faith in the people around you? What if you had faith in the organisation you work for? What if you had faith in your children, that your children are actually unfucking believable little humans with everything inside them? They're like these beautiful little acorns that are just you've got to have faith that they're going to turn into these extraordinary oak trees. And your job's just not to get in the fucking way. What if that was it? What if you had faith that your children actually know some stuff? They've got some instincts. Oh, I love that as a concept. That's a lot, isn't it? Faith, I like that. Finding, I love finding things. Don't you love finding things? Like, we talk a lot about how much it pisses us off when we lose things, but we never talk about how lovely it is when you find something. You're like, oh, I've lost something, and then oh my God, I found it. I lost a brooch the other day. A brooch that was dear to me. And I was like, where the fuck are you, brooch? Come on. I was talking to the angels going, come on, angels. Just look places I can't. Could you find the brooch? Do you know what? I was then just sitting there, minding my own business, doing my hair, and I looked down and I thought, there you fucking are. It had slipped under the bathroom cabinet. Just slid under there. I was so happy to be reunited. So finding things is lovely. What about when you find a new friend? Oh, you're like, oh, I think you might be a new friend. That's quite worth doing, isn't it? What about when you find a new thing? You're like, oh, I've got a new thing. I've got a new thing. This is my new thing, right? What's your new thing? You might have a new hobby. You might have a new cafe. You might have found a new restaurant. You might have found someone new. I like it when I find someone on Instagram. Now, if you're not following me on Instagram, you really must. Lisa O-N-Z. Lisa O-L-I-S-A-O-N-Z. You can find me there. I have all sorts of fun on Instagram. I love it. But when you find someone new and you go, oh, you've got lots of inspiration for me. I do love that. So go and find me. There you go. Find me on Instagram. What about the word flow? Oh, I love a flow. When are you in your flow? When are you like feeling flowy? Isn't it a lovely word? What if you were going with the flow instead of against it? You know, sometimes I think, fuck, I'm just walking up a river here. This is hard. Why is it hard? I was talking to someone the other day and she was going, oh, you know, I'm just fighting with my son all the time. And I said, just don't. Just stop. Right? Because when you're fighting, there's two people engaged in that. And sometimes you've got to go, I'm not going to fight anymore. Just fucking drop the ball. Something will happen. Right, because when you're at that loggerheads and you're just not in the flow, when you're not in the flow, you've got to think about that. And I think it's interesting in flow where when you're really in flow, you're kind of following your seasons. You know, what's the reason of your season? What are you into at the moment? Is your season all about children? Is your season all about career? Is your season all about finding yourself? Is your season all about finding or creating space and energy for you? What is your season? You know, what's the reason at the moment for the season? I like that as a concept. And I like, what's your flow? What's your ideal daily flow? I spent time talking about this at Repotted this week. You know, what is your ideal day? What's the daily flow? What's your ideal week? What's your ideal month? What's your ideal season? What are all these flowy states that we get into? And when you look at nature, nature has a thing, right? It has a season. And I remember talking to someone once and they said, I just don't feel like I'm in my flow. I'm just feeling a bit sort of flat. And I was like, you know, he'd just come off this massive month of being like extraordinary, doing extraordinary work, being surrounded by extraordinary people, like writing an extraordinary, like just, I said, fuck, you know, you can't be a daffodil every day. Daffodils, even bulbs go under the ground and get dark. And they go, oh, I'm just not going to be. You're not standing up in a paddock being bright yellow and fabulous every day, are you? No. So you might be in a bulb space. You might be in a bulb space before you flow up through the world and stand up in a paddock. You know, I love that. Like if I want to be a daffodil, yeah, well, you got to be standing up every day. You got to be a bulb if you want to be a daffodil, don't you? So I love flow. I also love follow. I like the idea of following, and there's a lot of people talking about leadership and leading all the fucking time. It's like, would you shut up with the leadership, right? But what about following? Because we need people to lead, but we need people to follow. And I'm like, who do you follow? Do you follow your intuition? Do you follow yourself? Who's the person you follow? Who are the people you follow that you go, fuck yeah, I want a teaspoon of that? Who's inspiring you? Where can you find more of them? Like if you follow someone, where do you go? Oh, like when I follow someone on Instagram, I go, oh, have they got a podcast? Oh, where else can I find them? Are they on LinkedIn? How else can I access them? What's their website? What else do they do? Do they run events? Do they have online things? Or like, how can I get more of them? And I love the idea of following people and following, just following ideas, following the thread that's running through your home at the moment. What's everyone into? What's everyone not into? What are you following? I think that's an extraordinary one. And then my number 8, my final F word that is my favourite is fuckery. Fuckery is a great word. And fuckery is just what happens sometimes. Life is full of fuckery. Fuckery's the life admin. The shit you've got to do. You think, fuck, I don't want to do that. But you're just in the fuckery, and it's like you're just stuck in the weeds. In the weeds of that's a lot of fuckery, isn't it? Fuckery is all the stuff around the stuff you have to do the stuff you want to do. And sometimes you get mucked around. You're trying to get an appointment. Oh, no, we haven't got an appointment. Oh, we have to contact this person. We've got to contact that person. And we'll come back. You're in the fuckery. And it's such a good word. Isn't that a good word? So there you go. On a Friday, I'm going to leave you with fuckery. I want you to avoid some fuckery. I want you to be fierce. I want you to feel all your feels. I want you to follow someone new. I want you to have faith in yourself. Find something lovely that's going to light up your day. Decide how you're going to flow. What are you going to flow with this weekend? Oh my God. I'm so happy right now. Look at that. And that's only 1 letter. I've got all these other letters to explore. So that's going to be a big passion project for me over the next year. But anyway, I'll come back to you with another letter, another day. Have a wonderful weekend.